Well, today I rolled out of bed with some inspiration from my guides. Maybe it's my dreams, maybe it's just me channeling before I jump out of bed. And the message was that I'm here to talk to you today about manifesting and how to integrate your energetics so that you manifest more consistently, because that's what we all want. What we want, right? I know about me, I do. And every single person I talk to. So if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're returning, I'm so grateful. And I'm especially grateful for all the likes and comments that you share with me. And when you do that, YouTube says, wow, you guys are putting out good vibes, so we'll share it to more people. So that really helps the algorithms know who to share it with, people that have like interests and are interested in. Gosh, I'm just so all over this microphone today. I like to talk with my hands, so I'm going to have to figure out a system. So my name is Amirah Hall, and I am a psychic medium. I'm a manifesting mentor. I help people turn their pain into power and manifest their dreams into reality. I'm different than a lot of psychic mediums, because I'm all about creating stuff we want, not what they think is set in motion. I don't believe that I don't know about destiny so much as it is a program. I like to think that we create our future with our vibrations today. In fact, I don't think it, I know it. I know that when I change my frequency, or when I work with clients and change their frequency, their whole world unfolds in a completely different way. So we have to get totally clear. When they say to you, one of the first steps in manifesting anything you want is you have to be clear about what that is. Well, there's a lot of times in my life where I haven't been clear. I had no idea what I wanted to do. But one thing beyond that, I knew that if I started to clear my frequency, if I started to clear what I call the center of my head, that place of where we get inspiration, where we see or we get impressions on maybe something we'd like. And that all starts with a thought. And if our thoughts are fuzzy, and if we're not clear in terms of what we're receiving, you see, we're all sending signals. And you might not even think you're an empath, but I can guarantee you are picking up frequencies all around you all day long. Whether it's from a radio, from the internet, or from your spouse, or from a friend, or from your family. Oh yeah, the famdamily. They're definitely pulsing through all of us, right? And we've all been programmed since the time we were born. Oh, before that, in mama's womb. While we were in our mother's womb, we were collecting, vibrating, and matching mom's energy. And that's all we knew. Before we were conscious beings, we matched mama's energy. And so we're born and we come into the world, we match our father's energy or other people, big people around us, our siblings. And we continue doing that throughout life. We match through going to school. We go and match our religious, our cultural beliefs and society all around us, and our friends. They impact us as well. And then their teachers, and then the school systems, and on and on and on. So what happens is that precious, beautiful soul, that vibrant light has been layered, layer upon layer upon layer. And we get to puberty and we're like punching back, we're rebelling, we want to do our hair, dye it, weird colors, or wear pants that drag on the ground. And I know for me, going through puberty, bell bottoms and elephant pants, super wide leg bottom pants were really hip. And then of course there was, go-go boots were a little earlier, but I am dating myself here, but whatever thing we get into, it's a way for us to rebel against what our parents want for us. What we're unconsciously doing is trying to push our parents' energy out of our energy field. So it's not like we don't like them or hate them. We're trying to find out who we are. And some parents just hang on for dear life, right? And they're like, oh my God, I'm going to be a bad parent. So they hang on even tighter. And that causes the child to push back even harder. And if you can probably see this if in your own relationships, if you've ever been on a date or met somebody and you wanted them to call you, the harder and more you hang on, the worse it is, and it more pushes them away. On the contrary, the less you're attached, the more they come towards you. So there's this dance, there's this energetic play that is occurring, and this flow. And you definitely know when you're in the zone, right? Where you're in the flow and when things are effortlessly creating for you. Most of us don't realize that we have to clear mom and dad's energy out of our field in order for us to connect with our own divine blueprint, our own software, and then get on the track of creating exactly what we do want and being able to be clear. I've worked with so many clients over the years where they've gotten on a track. Let's say it's a lawyer or a doctor or a CPA, or I was thinking about a previous client who was not following in his family's track, and then he got a pushback from the family because he wasn't doing what they wanted. So regardless of how we're choosing, if we go with them or we go against them, we have to deal with those family dynamics. And that's something that I go in depth with in this book. And I think I mentioned this before. This isn't a book to pick up and read chapter to chapter like you would a novel. This is a guidebook. This is the 1, 2, 3s, ABCs of learning how to manage your energy. And I wrote the book for my mentoring students, quite honestly, as a guidebook to help them and assist them, because in the journey we work together, we're working, it's an immersion, it's an experiential flow, and diving into the chakras and deprogramming our energy field. And so, but every now and again, we do need to look at, oh, that's what that chakra does. Oh yeah, first chakra. Yeah, that's all about my family. Oh yeah, that's about money. Oh yeah, my physical body and wanting to be safe. The one thing I don't do in all my trainings is subscribe to the teaching that the first chakra is red and the second chakra is orange and the third chakra is yellow, etc. I don't, because the way I see chakras is whirling wheels of a kaleidoscope of energy patterns. And if you've ever looked at a kaleidoscope, as soon as you see a pattern, it flips and it changes to something else. It's continually morphing. And that, if you can comprehend or picture a chakra with like 12 dimensions within each chakra, and each dimension has these patterns. So how can it be one color, right? And so with that in mind, we look for where we're healing or what we're processing or what we want to change within that chakra. So we're aligning with color, yes, in the work I do to help bring us into that alignment with what we want to create. But it's an in the moment process of healing and redirecting the energy. Where you're processing in your first chakra is probably going to be different than where I'm working at in terms of my first chakra. So it's not a cookie cutter stamped one and done type of a vibration. And I understand the ancients and the mystics of old have defined it as one particular color, but it's basically a one-dimensional perspective. And as we're comprehending and understanding, we are multidimensional beings of light, and being able to access and refine those energy centers so you can get into the flow, so you can learn the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s of manifesting what you want. I'm almost guaranteed that you can buy that book and jump in and you'll learn a lot. And I've got all my tools in there. But learning it and having a guide taking you on the journey is quite different. And so I applaud you if you can get into it and read it. But all the work that we need to do now is not up here. It's no longer an intellectual journey. If you're truly committed and inspired to take your spiritual journey to the next level, or to understand who you are at a more comprehensive level, it is an experiential immersion moment in time. That's what we're here to do. We're here to get it. Yes, when we started school, we did the ABCs and we had to memorize them, right? And practice them. And the same is true with the 1, 2, 3s, math. And as a spiritual being, we have to learn new tools to access deeper aspects to who we are. We need a consistent system to be able to rely on and to revert back, or it's almost like a measuring tool to, like, okay, I'm here now. I lost my track here, so I'm going to go back to where I knew where I was so I could refine that. When you do this, you will have consistent results, but you have a tool or a measure to take you to the next level. I'm recalling working with a client out of San Diego, and she was with a Fortune 500 organization at the time. She was in HR, and she wasn't being regarded or rewarded, validated for what she was doing. She kept thinking that if she worked harder and did more special projects and more volunteering projects, that she would get more validation and recognition and she'd get the promotion, and that never helped. So she kept putting more and more and more of herself into it and just depleted herself, exhausted herself. She was burnt out. Her health was failing. She couldn't sleep at night. She was really struggling with sleep. In fact, what I remember, and her relationships were all really pathetic. And so when she contacted me, she really, really needed some redirection on all aspects to her life. So in starting to work together, within just a few months, not only did she get a promotion, but she found a new job with a higher paying salary. She got like a 30% increase. She got I think, a $40,000 signing bonus. She got to travel the world. She was working with the elite of the top electronic engineers of the world, designers. And so she had created a fantastic career and job for herself beyond what she could have imagined, right? And she met Mr. Wonderful. Yes, her health improved and she could sleep at night. So with all of that happens when you start getting your chakras in alignment, when you start clearing the crud, the programming that you're layered up with, that is when, push comes to shove, we start walking on water. Well, anyway, I'm working on that trick. So I sure hope that helps you today. My name is Amirah Hall, and I'm very grateful that you're here today and that you joined me. I appreciate your comments or your questions. If you've got something for me, I'd be happy to answer that for you. I've got some links in the description for some free tools. Stress Buster would be one of them. That is an energy tool that you can start immediately and start clearing your energy vibes and getting on track to creating more of what you do want in your life and less of what you don't want. I like that, right? And so I'll look forward to seeing you again Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be here and looking forward to seeing you. Like this video if it was encouraging to you, you like this content, because that way YouTube will show it to way more people. And don't forget to subscribe so that you get notifications. I'm posting videos every day, my lives, and I've got lots of shorts coming out. So I'll see you real soon. I hope you have a fantastic, magical weekend and just living in the dance of magic.